Assalamualaikum and greetings to you all. This is Sabina Victor, the presenter for today's session. Now, before I proceed to the presentation, let me introduce myself to you all. I'm an educationist with nearly 21 years' experience in the education field. I'm the winner of International Excellence Award by Global Education Network. I'm also the founder and CEO of Impart Learning to Excel and Grow. I'm a certified global trainer by International Internship University, India. I am a UNESCO MGI EP certified facilitator for social and emotional learning, that is CEL. I'm a Teach and Seek certified digital trainer, and I am representing Pakistan at various international educational platforms such as Global Forum for Teacher Educators, Global Education Network, and I am an Open Pakistan alumna for Relo Pakistan, which is a public affairs section of US Embassy Islamabad. And I'm thankful to Evolution Igniting Potential for giving me the opportunities to represent Pakistan at through Relo Pakistan. Okay, so moving on. Now, I have an interesting activity for you all. Consider it a warm up activity. Miss Sabina never lets, her viewers go just, like that. I always like to engage my participants in interesting activities. So, this is one such activity for you all. And the name of this activity is the gratitude jar activity. If you remember, those who had attended my previous sessions on social and emotional learning last year, I had done a activity related to putting positive affirmations in a jar. So right now what I want you to do is, even if you don't have a jar, I just want you to jot down your answers in a notebook, and all you have to do is you have to answer two questions. What are you grateful for today? And describe your life by using positive adjectives. All right. So note down your responses in your notebooks, and later I will ask you to share them with me either through the YouTube comments or through the Google form. All right. Okay. So let's move on. So, since the topic is mindfulness in education, so the question is, what is mindfulness? Now, mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, aware of where we are and what we are doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what is going on around us. It also means turning into our experiences, thoughts, and feelings without judgment. It has been shown to reduce stress, improve focus, and enhance well being. All right, so moving on. Now we come to the origin of mindfulness. Now, mindfulness, the term mindfulness has originated. I apologize for the spelling of mindfulness. It is Mindfulness. So, the term mindfulness has originated from the Buddhist concept of sati, which relates to moment or awareness of present events. The modern translation of sati is mindfulness. It was Thomas William, a British magistrate in Sri Lanka, who identified mindfulness as the closest translation of sati in 1881. Now, mindfulness was practiced in the East only. It made its way to the West in 1970s, especially United States, by John Kabat-Zinn, a professor of medication and creator of Stress Reduction and Clinic and Center of Mindfulness in Medicine at the University of Massachusetts. Now, Kabat-Zinn, if you see in the picture, I've shared his picture, first learned about philosophical tenets of Buddhism while studying at Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He adapted Buddhist teachings and created a program called Mindfulness Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR. Now, this program has put MBSR into scientific framework and has created a connection between Buddhism and mindfulness. In 1990, his publication of Full Catastrophe Living brought global attention of his work. And since then, the awareness and practice of mindfulness has continued to grow. Moving on. Now, I come to the core components of mindfulness. Now, the first component is awareness. Now, this component of mindfulness involves becoming aware of our judgments and labeling things as good or bad. When we are aware of our inbuilt automatic thought patterns for judgment of others and ourselves, we can practice letting go of these. Our judgments have the capacity to keep us stuck in certain ways of thinking and behaving, often having negative effects in our mental health. On our mental health and other areas of our lives. Second is intention. Now, intention, it means choosing to cultivate your awareness. It is achieved by setting an intention to be in the present. Once an intention is established, we place attention on our breath and body to check how we are feeling. And last component is acceptance. Now, it is not always easy, but accepting our current experiences as it is important. Without trying to fight against the and change what is out our control, we can improve how we can deal with difficult situations. It takes power and effect of the struggle and fight away to fight those challenges or difficult situations. And one needs to have this simple thinking, that is, can I change this? Now, accepting the current situation can relieve stress, worry, anxiety, and depressive thoughts. All right. So, next I move on is the need for mindfulness in education. I purposely left the information on the screen so that you could make note of why is mindfulness important in education. Now, when I come to the first point, that is the modern challenges. Now, with the 21st century, has seen an increased amount of stress among not only just adults but even students. Stress, anxiety, and distractions. So that is why it is important to have this practice of mindfulness so that we can learn how to overcome stress. Second is mental health crisis. Now, the rising rate of depression and burnouts among students and teachers is quite alarming. Okay, and there are various factors for it. So mindfulness practice is important in this particular area, and I will be telling you later how it can help teachers and students to overcome stress and burnout. And lastly is academic pressure. That is, we are living in the times where results matter, not the process to get to the results, which is sad. And there are educational institutions which focus on grades, on ranks, all right, on performance. In other words, we call such institutions performance based or performance oriented education systems. So you see, when there is a pressure on students to perform well, it leads to competition and unhealthy competition. And this unhealthy competition results in students becoming stressed out. All right, and it also they lose their concentration. So in such cases, mindfulness practice is very important so that students do not lose the focus of their studies. Okay, moving on. The benefits of mindfulness. Now, I have listed four benefits. The first one is enhances attention and focus. Now, it helps to improve concentration, memory, retention, and cognitive abilities. Number two is reduces stress and anxiety. Now, mindfulness promotes emotional regulation, resilience, and well being. And number three, cultivates empathy and compassion. It fosters positive relationships and social and emotional learning. And lastly, improves academic performance. So, mindfulness enhances creativity, problem solving skills, and academic achievements. All right. So, these are the benefits of mindfulness in education. Now, I come to an interesting segment, another interesting segment of my presentation, which are some doable mindfulness classroom activities which teachers can do with their students. Okay. And what are those activities? I'm mentioning them now in a short while. Okay. So the first activity is the floating bubbles. Now, this particular activity requires you and your students to get into a comfortable position, close your eyes, and imagine all the thoughts that are coming into your head. Okay, those thoughts are like bubbles, okay, floating in front of you. And try observing them without focusing on a particular thought, and let your ideas and feelings float through the air. Okay, so this is another activity which you can do with your students. And the next activity is the five senses. Now you can do this activity in your classroom, at home, or outside. You can practice it with your students. You can even apply it on yourself, being teachers and educators. And it requires you to use your five senses to observe about what's happening around you at this moment. That is, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? What do you smell? And what do you taste? All right. Okay, let's see who's there in watching this live session, because I like when participants are around. It makes teaching quite engaging. Okay, so they are here. Miss Isha Butt is here. Mr. Rooj is here. Assalamu alaikum to all of you, and good afternoon. I'm so happy to see you all here, and I'm so happy to see that you're watching this live session. All right. Okay. So this is one activity. I purposely left, the explanation on the screen so that in case if you want to apply it and you want to look for the instructions, all you have to do is just click on the link and watch the video, and the instructions are there in front of you related to the activities. So moving on, I have this active listening. Now, this activity means that you have to do is ring a bell, use a wind chime, or employ another object that makes a long trailing sound. Ask your students to listen and raise their hands when they no longer can hear the sound. And after all agree that the sound has stopped, set a timer for 1 minute. Ask your students to sit quietly, and then, when the time is up, ask them what they heard during that minute. All right. So, moving on. Next, we have is the reflection activity. Now, reflection activity is another strategy to start the class. This can be done in writing, pair shares, or small or large group discussions, and it is applicable for all levels. All right, reflection activity, and I am going to give you the ideas for reflection in the as we progress with the, and you can have short conversation classmates in supportive ways. For example, you can ask your students, if you could use 10 words to describe what is most important in your life, what would they be? So this is, isn't it interesting? All right. Next, I move on to is concluding reflections. See, I told you I have some things to share with you. So you can end your teaching by asking your students to reflect on how the day went for them. What did they learn? This strategy can be used by the teachers to assess their feelings and behaviors, and even the teachers and educators can apply this strategy on themselves after they complete a certain lesson in the class. All right. And what are some, you need to develop some phrases, which can help students to share their reflections with you. And I'm giving you some sample phrases. Something I learned today, I'm curious about, I'm looking forward to tomorrow because, something I will do next, later, today, this week, before the end of the week, etc. A question I still have is, I had the best feeling today when, something from today that I am grateful for, thankful for, or appreciative or is. Okay? So these are some of the phrases which can help to initiate students, to share their reflections, their learning experiences and feelings with you. All right? Okay. Okay, so now we come to is the causes of stress or burnout among teachers. It's a burning topic. Am I right, teachers? Are you there? Isn't it a burning topic? It's a burning and a very crucial topic. Okay? Why are teachers of the 21st century experiencing so much stress and burnout? There are reasons for it. Okay. And I have listed a few reasons. There are 10 reasons that I have given. Number one is insufficient pay. That is, the pay is less. All right. Next, I come to is excessive workload. Excessive workload means doing the work which is beyond their capacity. Okay. Which leads to exhaustion, stress, burnout. Next, I come to is the constant change in syllabus and teaching methodologies, right? When there is a constant change in the syllabus or teaching methodology, that the teacher who has already prepared her lesson will have to review the same lesson but with another strategy, which is unfair with that person. Okay. Then we come to is limited autonomy. Now, limited autonomy means that if a teacher feels that they cannot teach the way they want to, or that they are not able to make decisions about their classroom, can lead to frustration and a sense of powerlessness. Okay. Next, I come to is negative relationship with students. If a teacher feels that their students are disrespectful or uncooperative, this can also be stressful. Furthermore, when students do not make progress, it can lead to frustration and disappointment in the teacher. Okay. Next, I come to is negative relationship with parents. Now, if parents are constantly critical or do not support their child's education, this can be stressful for teachers. Parents need to understand that educating a child requires their contribution and support in terms of taking keen interest in their child's academic progress, spending time in reinforcing the learning at home instead of totally depending upon the teacher. All right. Next reason I mentioned is lack of appreciation at workplace, even for the minutest work that they do. where they are not even appreciated, not only in kind but in terms of words. Remember, positive words go a long way in motivating a teacher to do his or her best. Next, I come to is isolation from colleagues and lack of support. Now, if a certain teacher is struggling or they do not have anyone to talk to about their challenges, can create feelings of loneliness and despair. Additionally, lack of support from the administrators and other staff members can create feelings of resentment and hopelessness. And obviously, when a person sees that they are not being given that support and they are being isolated, that person will definitely then consider to leave the job. Okay. Then another reason I mentioned is poor job prospects or career growth. Always remember, when a certain teacher joins an organization, they not only look forward to fulfilling the job criteria or the job description, the JD given by the management, but they look forward to even being appreciated in terms of a promotion, a job where they see that they will experience some sort of growth, career growth, professional growth. Maybe they can be elevated from a teacher of class 1 maybe to a teacher of class 2, or maybe from a college first year teacher to a final stage, maybe from inter level, maybe to first year of inter to a final year inter, maybe first year bachelor, maybe to a final year bachelor. All right, growth is important for all, and growth actually helps to bring out the best in teachers. It challenges them to look at work from another perspective, and when they are not given such opportunities to grow, it creates a feeling of not only anger but disappointment. And then, there are more turnouts. All right, then people choose to leave their jobs. So, these are some of the reasons. Now, I'm going to tell you how mindfulness is going to be helpful for teachers in such situations. As I said, mindfulness for teachers. Now, mindfulness can help teachers in 10 ways. All right, stress reduction. Now, mindfulness techniques can significantly lessen stress. Number two, enhanced immunity. Regular mindfulness practice can boost the immune response. Number three, improve focus. By being present, teachers can better concentrate on tasks at hand. Number four, emotion management. Mindfulness helps teachers to recognize and regulate their emotions effectively. Number five, enhance student interaction. A mindful teacher can foster genuine and empathic connections with students. Handling disruptive students. Now, with mindfulness, teachers can approach challenging students with calmness and clarity. Seven is creating a positive environment. Mindfulness promotes a tranquil and conducive learning atmosphere. Next, I come to is recognizing the need for a pause. Now, mindfulness equips teachers to identify when it is time to step back and rejuvenate or to relax. Okay. Next, I come to is fostering community. Now, by practicing mindfulness, teachers can contribute to cohesive and supportive academic community. Next, and the last is strengthening bonds. Now, engaging mindfully with students deepens mutual understanding and respect. And this helps to strengthen the bond or the rapport between the teacher and the students, and not only just between the teacher and students, but even between the teachers and their colleagues, or with even with the management. Okay. Now, I have some interesting mindfulness. Activities ideal for teachers before entering the class. All right. So let me see what I have to share with you all. Okay. So the first one is mindful deep breathing. Now, mindful deep breathing, this exercise requires concentration on breathing patterns. Find a spot, sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Doing this for 5 to 10 minutes can lessen stress and can amplify focus. Number two is mindful walking. Now, walking can be a meditation in motion. By walking slowly and concentrating on each step, you ground yourself in the present. All right. Next, I come to is meditation. Now, meditation offers many forms such as deep breathing, mindful walks, mindful eating. Each has its unique benefit. Meditation helps to manage stress and achieve greater clarity. Next, I have is mindful eating. Now, this practice enables a deep connection between body and food. Fresh vegetables, tea, nuts such as almonds, pistachios, and walnuts. Then is yogurt, dark chocolate, fruits such as bananas, avocados, and fatty fish are considered healthy and they help to reduce stress. All right. And lastly, I have is mindful journaling, which is quite helpful for self reflection. Okay. Now, journaling can be a powerful tool for mindfulness, especially for teachers who are facing challenges related to their profession. Jotting down your thoughts can help relieve stress, allowing you to gain clarity. Writing helps to bring positive emotions and offers solutions to problems. Now, there are three types of journals, my dear teachers and educators. The first one is gratitude journaling, which means it is used for expressing gratitude for various aspects of your life. Next, I come to is the bullet point, that is writing gratitude in words or in bullet points. And lastly is the brain dump, BRAINDUMP. Now this is a quite therapeutic release of the day's stress or grievances. All right. So if you are facing a bad day, the best thing to relieve yourself is to write. All right, and writing does help a lot in taking away that stress. Okay. Next I come to is implementing mindfulness in educational institutions. Now the first one is curriculum integration. Now incorporating mindfulness in daily routines and classroom activities. I've already shared a few activities with you all. Teacher training. Now, providing educators with mindfulness training and resources. Okay. Next is school wide initiatives, creating a culture of mindfulness through morning assemblies, workshops, and events. And then we come to is the parental involvement, that is, engaging families in mindfulness practices to support students' well being. All right. So, mindfulness needs to be applied, whether it's a school, college, or university, it has its benefits. All right. If we practice mindfulness, we will have less stressed out teachers and students. less dropouts of students and teachers. All right. Next, I come to is this is a very good activity for you all, and I call this activity an activity for teachers and educators. It is known as Speak Your Mantra. Yes, speak your mantra. Now, what does speak your mantra do? Develop a phrase that helps you to focus uh, and also maintain your perspective. It also helps you to remind you of your purpose as a teacher or as an educator. Whether you are going through a tough phase or a challenging phase at your workplace, or whether you're doing well at work, always try to have these little positive words for yourself. All right, so that you are reminded that why what is your purpose as a teacher and educator at your workplace. Why did you choose to teach students or to train teachers? Okay, so practice this, and I'm sure it's going to be quite helpful to you. All I want you to do is, I am going to speak some positive mantra words, and I want you to repeat after me. Now, the first one is, I am preparing all of these children for an uncertain future. Repeat after me. I am preparing all of these children for an uncertain future. Okay. Number two, I want all students to enjoy well being, happiness, and peace. Repeat after me. I want all students to enjoy well being, happiness, and peace. Number three is, my goal is to prepare students for the test of life, not just a life of test. Repeat after me. My goal is to prepare students for the tests of life, not just a life of tests. How many of you have seen on Impart Facebook group and page? I have put a caption over there below the Facebook cover picture. You know what is that? That is my mantra. I teach in order to make a difference in lives. That is my mantra. And I often, say this mantra to myself to remind me to be in the present, to be, aware of my purpose as a teacher trainer. Okay. So you need to practice such mantras in your life. Okay. Okay. Let's move on. I come to is last but not the least is the conclusion. Now, in the recap points, I would like to say that mindfulness enhances attention, reduces stress, and improves academic performance. In call for action, I would like to say embrace mindfulness in education to nurture the holistic well being of students and teachers. And in my closing remark, I will say, together, let's cultivate a meaningful and mindful learning environment where every student and teacher can thrive. All right. So, with this positive conclusion, I end my today's presentation. I hope you liked my presentation. And if there are some things which are still unclear to you, you are most welcome to, get in touch with me through YouTube comments or through WhatsApp. All right. I can see some comments have come here. This is from Ursula, who says that one of the major cause is negative behavior of the school principal, the way they are behaving in front of the students and the other staff is just a major cause of stress. You shared your heart, dear, and I hope that looking at this video will help uh, you know uh, you and will help your to see workplace from another angle. And I wish that if you ever want me to come and help you out with practicing some mindfulness activities, I will be the happiest person to volunteer. All right, if you need my help regarding the implementation of the mindfulness activities in the classroom, I am just a call away or a message away, but do inform me in advance. Okay, don't inform me that Miss, please come next day to my school and help me out in the mindfulness activities. No, I will not come. I need to be informed in advance. Okay, so I am not only just here to give lectures through YouTube channel. I am also available to, to help you out with the practices in your classrooms physically. If you need, I will come and I can even guide your students. I can guide you. I can guide your colleagues also regarding it. Okay, so take good care of yourself and have a blessed weekend, and God bless you and your families. And may you always progress in your lives. Okay, so my next session is going to be about alternative assessment, with the recorded video or the live session will be put up on YouTube. So whenever it takes place, I am going to let you know. So till then, take good care of yourself. Bye bye.